Concepts, red corner, Kat Paprocki.
115-pound professional female boxing. That makes it the super flyweight division. Catherine Paprocki, our current Queen of Sparta tournament champion, making her way to the ring right now. Cornered, as always, by her husband, former professional fighter Stephen Paprocki.
Always exciting watching Kat fight. She is just go, 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 and another go. She never tires out. She never stops. She keeps pushing forward. We've seen her get hit with just about everything you can think of. She smiles, looks at you, and walks back forward again. Should be a very exciting fight. And carrying the prestigious title of the 115-pound Queen of Sparta champion.
Yes, indeed. And like you said, her conditioning, they own a gym, DCO, MMA, and fitness, and her conditioning always on point.
And her opponent, fighting out of the Larry H. Miller Nissan on the 104th, blue corner, Randee Morales.
Tail of the tape here. Paprocki, 26 years old, has the height advantage at 5'3". They both, of course, came in at 115 pounds as a professional boxer. 1-0. Lists her style as raising buffalo. He says, question mark.
I think that fits very well for Miss Paprocki. Randee Morales coming at us, 27 years old, a little bit shorter at 5 foot even, 115 pounds, making her pro debut tonight. Lists her style as taekwondo, but better hope that she's got some hands to go along with them
once
feet.
again, let's meet our fighters. First, fighting out the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner. From Denver, Colorado, representing D, Fitness, Kat Paprocki. And her opponent, fighting out of the Larry H. Miller Nissan on the 104th blue corner. From Albuquerque, New Mexico, representing House of Pain, Randee Short Stack Morales.
And Paprocki, little stare down for her opponent, looking very intense, looking very focused. Randee Morales wearing the red trunks, representing House of Pain, coming to us from New Mexico. Paprocki wearing the black trunks. She, of course, represents her own gym, DCO, MMA, and fitness.
Expect Paprocki to come out with some long jabs right off the bat, really kind of get some distance measured so she can open up with that right hand.
There you go. Stay on that pressure. Stay on that pressure. There you go, baby. There you go.
Morales looks really calm.
There you go. There you go. Overhead right. Good. Yes, yes, yes.
Paprocki takes a couple shots, walks through them. It's always a confidence booster when you know your opponent hits you with a good shot and you're still standing right there walking forward.
Yes, it is. And Paprocki using that more traditional Muay Thai and MMA stance, keeping her hands a little bit more out in front of her and trying to just lean out of the way of these punches to set up a big right hand.
Turn that into a cut. There you go. Hey, hit that weak chin.
Morales really going to work with the volume here.
Don't be lazy. Hey, we're halfway through.
And the one thing Morales is going to need to focus on a little bit, I think, towards the end of this round, and her corner is probably going to tell her, is she's throwing a lot of punches, but none of them are snapping. With Paprocki, you need to hit this woman. This woman needs to be hit if you have any chance of walking through her. And right now, these little peppering punches aren't going to do it, and Paprocki is not going to tire out. So she's going to need to kind of step this power up a little bit. I love the volume and the amount of punches, but she's going to have to turn it on a little bit.
Agreed, and Conversely, Paprocki needs to make sure that she doesn't just step back and absorb the punishment and all the punches from Morales. She needs to show the judges that, hey, I've got something here in this fight.
Yeah, and gloves touch the ground, so Curtis Thrasher is going to send Paprocki to a neutral corner, wipe him off.
And Paprocki warned for pushing there.
And that's something that as a Muay Thai fighter and an MMA fighter is so hard to get used to in boxing, because you set a lot of things up with that push.
Yes.
You're not allowed to do it in boxing.
So
it's a
true,
big adjustment.
Yeah, it takes away a lot of what you've been taught to do. That is for certain. And checking out the Larry H. Miller Nissan replay here. We're watching Morales, like you talked about, really, really busy with her punches, but no real snap on anything. Everything is coming in volume. She could stand to mix it up and, every second or third or fifth or whatever strike, make it a power strike.
Yeah, and Mr. Mestis in her corner telling her, draw Paprocki in, throw a body shot and come over with a hard hook. And that is some good advice coming from him. Paprocki with a smile and a wave to the crowd. She's ready to go again. Expect her to try to turn the power up a little bit more in this round. A little bit of a feeling out process probably in that first one.
Yeah, agreed. I think round one was a feeling out round for Paprocki. She knows that Morales is going to come out with the volume. She knows Morales can keep that volume up through the entire round. And I think Paprocki is going to try to turn on the power game and use that to try to neutralize some of Morales' volume.
And good job for Paprocki using that forearm to take that angle out and kind of get some separation, get Morales back off her. And Paprocki had a nice slide back right cross earlier in this round. Let's see if she doesn't look to go back to that.
Put her up against that rope and overhand. Yes. Ready to go. Stick them hands. Stick them hands.
Nice stiff jab by Paprocki, a second one.
Pressure. Hey, pressure.
Yeah, definitely more snap on the punches from Paprocki than what we saw in round one from her. It's definitely looking to be a little more effective with everything, not really a feeling out process anymore.
Yeah, you can see she's very light on her feet, but when she throws, she plants.
Top ridge, left eye.
Needs to be careful, though, right there, kind of chasing her down with that right hand. Just needs to be careful that she doesn't get countered.
Overhead right. Overhead behind that lazy jab. Don't reach, Polko. Twist on that.
Corner of Paprocki was calling for the overhand right, and she threw it for him.
Yes.
Little less than 30 seconds left in the round. We talked about how we know no matter what, Paprocki's not going to slow down unless there's damage inflicted just purely based on conditioning. I don't think Morales is going to slow down either.
I think you're right. Got the 10-second clacker. That was a much better round for Paprocki there. And like we talked about in that first round, she had to be careful to not just absorb all those strikes. There's a good chance that she dropped that first round because of that.
Yeah, definitely more effective with her power that round and shut down some of the volume attack of Morales. We're seeing Morales here coming forward, just slinging punches, just wants to get something in there and has the conditioning to be able to just continually move her hands no matter what.
And right there at the beginning of that flurry, what stopped Morales from coming forward was that step back right cross that Paprocki threw. I'd like to see her throw that a couple more times. Bait it, get Morales coming forward, and then plant and rifle that right hand straight down the middle.
Excuse me, yes indeed. Get the seconds out here and get the third round started, and Paprocki bouncing around. A little bit of a taunting tactic of its own.
And I'm not entirely convinced that Paprocki can actually stand still. I think that's just part of her demeanor. She moves a lot, and she has high energy.
Sort of the Joe Warren syndrome. I've just got too much energy to be contained.
Exactly. Somebody needs to get punched in the face. It's time to go. Little stumble by Morales there.
Back foot forward, correct
Paprocki really kind of pushing forward on this one.
Now stay low, act
Nice overhand right by Morales.
Looked like Paprocki was going to set up his spinning back fist there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't cross her mind and she corrected herself.
Corner Morales asking for a body attack, but it's Paprocki that lands downstairs.
Hey, don't wait.
Pressure her back. Pressure her
Hey,
back.
duck out right, head for the eye.
Paprocki seeming really comfortable with having a read on her opponent. She's willing to settle her feet a little bit more now, wait for her opponent to throw with that kind of, hey, I've got to measure on the distance, I've got to measure on your combinations now.
Yeah, very comfortable counterpunching at this point in time. But the good thing that she's doing, too, is when she counterpunches, it's a 2, 3, 4 punch combination.
Hey, chase her down, she's tired. Chase her down.
And corner of Paprocki saying chase her down, she's tired. I agree with chase her down, I don't think she's tired.
Yeah. There was a little nod to her corner, though, as she turned around and came back. They were telling Randee to turn it on, and I don't know what's going through her head right now, but she needs to get in the game. There, big right hand.
Oh, but she gets staggered.
Countered.
It's a little bit demoralizing. You land your best punch of the fight, and then you get staggered with the counter. Oh, good job by Paprocki of meeting her as she was stepping forward.
It was a great round for Paprocki, and Morales needs to get out of her own head, I think, at the moment. She did. Landed that big right hand. Like you said, it's a little bit demoralizing, but we talked earlier, you got to hit Paprocki hard, and you got to do it more than once to wear her down.
Checking out the Larry H. Miller Nissan replay here. And Paprocki, this was right after she had taken a couple of big shots, and then Morales closing in, trying to make sure she doesn't need any more really solid punches. But Paprocki, like we talked about, having a read on the timing and the distancing, doing really well. Fourth and final round.
Paprocki immediately establishes ring control again, throwing jabs and some straight punches that land. Got to be careful there. That was almost an elbow that landed for Paprocki.
Yeah,
she switched her stance and came in.
Stay active.
She's trying to be aggressive. You gotta go, Randee. She's trying to be aggressive.
Corner Morales saying you got to let it go.
Hey, stick that uppercut. Break open that eye again.
Go.
Hey, do this little ball thing.
Paprocki so confident with her read on her opponent now. I talked about it in the last round. I'm going to say it again. Willing to just plant her feet and let her opponent throw first because she knows that she's going to be able to have an effective counter.
Hey, stick over the corner.
Doing a good job of throwing punches and bunches, as we like to say. Nothing more than, or nothing less than 2 punches from Paprocki. Bunch of good punches landing again.
Yeah, that right hook to lead off that combination was one of Paprocki's best punches of the fight.
Morales, I think, is starting to get a little winded. Takes a deep breath, tries to bounce her legs back out and get back in this fight.
Yeah, just an accumulation of eating so many power shots. It's really, really draining. Plus the fact, you know, the high volume output that she's been going with. And Paprocki looking to put a stamp on the round here.
Yeah, she wants a fight finish. Paprocki is a girl that likes to finish fights. She doesn't like to let it go to the judge's decision, and she's trying to turn it up right now.
Put her down. Let's go. Let's go. Honor cat. Activity. 15. 15. Go.
10-second clackers sounding.
Go, girl. Go.
Both fighters looking to put it all out there. Big swing by Morales, missed. Paprocki counters well.
And that is it. We've got the final bell.
Referee separates the fighters so we can get the judge's decision and let the scorekeeper do the tallying.
And always a great show of sportsmanship by Kat Paprocki. goes over, shakes the hand of every coach, tells us thank you, which all we did was talk, so I don't know what she's thanking us for, but you're welcome.
Hey, you know.
Yeah, but just a class act, always a class act. Looking at this replay again, that was that elbow that almost landed. Some great combinations by Paprocki in that last round, and just relentless pressure, which is what she's known for. Just keeps coming forward. I, however, will not give an opinion on who won this fight because I'm almost always wrong from the judges' standpoint for some reason. Feel like it's a pretty safe bet, but I won't do it. How come Curtis gets a towel to wipe his head with?
Yeah, I think he brought it with him.
Oh, good. That's a good.
He's done
good
this
call.
before.
Yeah. He's a planner. I am not.
Some more on the replay here. Watching Paprocki just so comfortable with the read on her opponent as the fight wore on. She got more and more in tune to her opponent's distance and timing and combinations, and just gave her the ability to counter so effectively. And there we see Morales. You referenced her right toward the end of the fight. She was maybe starting to feel a little bit worn, and see her there in that replay taking a couple of deep breaths as we're watching Paprocki jog around the inside of the ring. So.
Yeah, Paprocki looks like she can go run a 5K tonight, which I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't do it. She is a girl that trains and trains and trains. It's her life. She lives it, eats it, and breathes it, and it shows up in her fights.
Trying to get the gloves off. There it is.
Yeah, not always the easiest thing to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge Short scores at 38-38 in a draw. Judge Kugler scores at 40-36, and Judge Ramirez scores at 39-37. Declaring your winner by majority decision, Kat Paprocki!
Congratulations to the DCO MMA fighter. Catherine Paprocki ups her professional boxing record by 1 win. Thank a couple of sponsors, and she'll have a post-fight interview with our Bailey Winters.
Now with your winner, Catherine Paprocki. Kat, you're an MMA fighter. You've done some kickboxing and some boxing as well. But how do you feel about your performance tonight? Strictly boxing.
I'm happy. I stayed technical. I didn't brawl all crazy the whole time. So, yeah, great.
Your opponent was very aggressive, coming forward with some big punches. Was that what you expected going into this fight tonight?
Oh, yeah. I knew that she is tough. So I was prepared for a war, and I got one.
What was the game plan going in?
Just throwing my hands and having fun.
Awesome. Who do you have here with you tonight?
This is Henry.
Hi, Henry.
Hi. Woo!
All right, anyone you want to thank tonight?
I want to thank my whole team, all of my sponsors, my amazing coach and husband, and yeah, everyone here. Thank you for being so great tonight.
What can we expect next from you? Back to boxing, some kickboxing, MMA? What do you think?
I'm hoping MMA, but every time I do something wrong in the gym, I get a boxing fight or a kickboxing fight. So hopefully MMA.
Congratulations on a great performance tonight. Good job, Kat.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.